Whoa, watch out. You're just like sitting here like, where's Testcast? Well, we decided to start a new podcast, and this one is called the School Bus Friends Podcast. I'm on the school bus. It's chill. I'm with my friend Alex and my boyfriend Gary.
Hi, hey guys, it's the official Busboy podcast. I'm your busboy.
It's called
This is the other busboy.
It's called Bus Time and Friends.
Bus time.
Busty.
Bus and Friends. The Bus and Friends stream.
Yeah.
Starring
everyone's favorite.
Starring me, starring Alex, and starring... Who are you?
My name's Gary. I'm 5 years old.
He's on
and
the
I
bus.
He's
I come from Fire Emblem.
Yeah, you see, here's the thing. People are going here like, huh? Why don't you just use Testcast? Why don't you just...
We don't want to.
Yeah. How about fuck that? This is the School Bus Friends Podcast. We're on a journey. The Busboys and Friends Podcast, you know. It's chill. We're on the school bus. We're hanging out. And we're talking. In the first episode, we're going to talk about some crazy stories that happened on the bus. That's what we're going to talk about. Now,
first of all, everyone detail how many years you've ridden on the old school bus.
Like 2.
Well, right now, because you know we're on the bus right now. You know, we're on the bus. We're on the bus, and it's like. But
I got off the school bus because of the large amount of bullying that was done to me.
Whoa. And that traumatized him. Again, Gary, he dyed his hair black. He started wearing
now
cleats.
Terminal.
Yeah, he's terminal. He's terminal 7 brain cancer, like that really funny Vinny sauce. Vinny Mario.
Vinny sauce.
The one that looks like chowder for some reason. Go.
So let's go back in time and talk about when the first time you ever timed on the school bus for school.
I don't remember that. All I know is that the cranky old bus driver was obsessed with Christmas music.
I thought you were going to say he was obsessed with you, and I was like, oh shit.
Oh, that too.
He's like, Gary, come sit on the chair. You know how to sing The Wheels on the Bus Go Round and Round?
You know, you sit in the seat that's right behind him. You could hear him breathing heavily.
It was a girl.
Oh,
she was obsessed with Christmas music.
What?
She's like, everybody wanted to listen to that song. We're gonna light it up like it's dynamite. And she's like, no, we're gonna listen to Christmas music.
That song.
No. Everybody wanted to listen to Party Rock Anthem by LMFAO.
I don't
It's
know.
fucking like 2012.
Why are you making fun of that, Gary? That's a good song. That's a good song. They play it in Happy Time Murders.
Of course they do.
It's the Asian
I'm
girl.
gonna have nightmares now because I'm reliving my school bus days.
Yep, school bus days. Alex, do you have any funny school bus stories? I don't have much. I just know whenever I go on a school bus, it's a long time before they take me back home, and I get scared. I get scared.
Well, since I was always moving around and stuff, like I've always had a varying degree of bus experiences. Like for once I had the longest bus route I ever had was half an hour after school, because they literally went around the entire outside of the town, all the backcountry roads. They had to turn the bus around twice before I got to go home. But way back in the day, I remember it was kindergarten, and there was this guy to me who was on the bus with all these little primary school kids, and this guy was probably 18 or 19.
Whoa.
To me, he seemed 25, and I was like, holy shit. And he's the kind of guy who was overweight, but not too overweight. he thinks he's muscular, but it's actually fat.
Oh my god, like one of those chads.
He wears like one of those Adidas like tank tops that were popular back in the day.
Oh my god, this is giving me nightmares.
And his like basketball shorts, and he had like the gold chain and like shaved head.
Oh my god, that's horrifying.
And he had like his like $5 Nikes that he's paid $1 million for. And he would always for some reason he picked me as his like little thing that he's gonna mess with. So every day, like after I got picked up, he had to go all the way to Hopewell, which is like 30 miles, not 30, but like really far out of town. Like he was like the one guy in the town basically. It sounds weird, but it's like there were like 5. It's not even really.
And after he said, "Hey Alex, come a little closer."
Pretty much, actually. I'm gonna get to that.
He's like, hey, want to ride on my special school bus? Yeah. That's what he said,
yeah,
right?
My special school bus. It's got a lot of
wheel.
wheelchair kids on it.
But this guy, he always sat next to me, and it made me dread the bus. And then he'd do that thing where he like talked down to me like, "Oh yeah, yeah, it's real, it's kind of like that." And he was like, "Hey, spell out this word, SHIT." And I was like, no, it's a bad word. You're making me say bad words.
Oh, did he tell you? Did he tell you to join the Pen 15 club? Did he tell you to join the Pen 15 club?
He was like, no, say it. It's not a bad word. And then I said it, and he was like, oh, and like he like clapped and like slapping his knees, like
what the fuck
around,
did you
like,
say it?
Oh, you said it.
Why'd you say it?
Because I trusted him. No, I didn't trust him.
He's a faggot.
No, it's because he was like, no, it's not a bad word. Just say it. Like he kept forcing me to do it. And then
someone's
I said,
gonna fucking convince you. Someone's gonna give you a gun and they're gonna convince you. No, come on, just shoot up the school, Alex. They'll love it. And you're just gonna be convinced enough. You're gonna be convinced enough, and then you're gonna fucking do it after like 10 times. People ask you.
Another thing he did was he always had his arm around me, like.
I think he just wanted to fuck you.
On the outside, but not like around me. Like I'm really small, so I'm like barely in the seat, and he's. Like,
he wanted to fuck you on the outside. He didn't like you for who you are in the inside. He just liked your body. So that's what he wanted to fuck you on the outside. He was sitting on the outside, and
he'd put his arm across, so his hand was, like, touching the like, window, and I'd, like, have to, like, put my head down because his arm was so big. And, like, one day he was just, like, fucking around and leaning back that he accidentally pulled the emergency escape on the bus. And there was, like, a huge alarm going off, and the bus driver, who fucking hated him, just, like, looked at him, and he was like, oh, I didn't mean it. But he actually didn't mean it. It was actually a mistake.
And then he threw him out of the thing.
He just, like, stopped showing up one day. And I was like, fucking thank God.
Probably killed himself.
I did that.
He killed himself
I hope he did.
Because you didn't give him the attention he wanted. He wanted to fuck you, Alex, and, you never gave him the attention, so he killed himself.
He was my own version of the rogue finger.
It was like that one kid who killed himself at my school, like elementary school. Somebody stole his Pokemon cards, and like he like saw that as like the one like prized possession in his life, and then he like killed himself. Like somebody found him fucking hanging on like a tree or something.
Is that real?
Yeah, it's real.
Wow.
I don't know how he set up the noose. The tree was really high, from what people were saying.
He had help. He had assistance.
I'm back.
He had assistance. Oh, hey Gary, we're just talking about the kid who hung himself because people stole his Pokemon cards in my elementary school.
Are you serious? Like, did he actually? Or is
I'm serious. I'm serious.
Like no meme.
No meme. I think this is just the School Stories podcast.
Yeah, I'm into that.
This is the School Stories pod. Hey guys, it's time for a new segment, Letters from Fans. I'm just kidding. We don't have that.
Make some up. They'll never know the difference.
Let's go to conversationstarters.com. How do you think the world will end? Says Questioning Man.
with a cry.
Gotcha games.
What are the most?
The only person that ever died at my school was this girl who had cancer, and she was like a senior, I think, and like she was like super hyped up.
Damn.
Oh, I hate that. When
Damn,
some kid
Alex.
in your school gets cancer and you had to, there's like a bunch of things about it going on.
Yeah, there's a bunch of
like,
people who didn't like them before, but everybody's wearing these fucking shirts, and they're like, it's like those.
No, she was really nice. She actually, there was a huge campaign to get her on Ellen, and then she actually did end up going on Ellen.
Really?
That's a fucking
Yeah.
threat. Try to get you on Ellen. That's a threat.
And then in the end, she died, and it was fucked up. There's still a poster for her in the gym.
There are people
because she was a huge sports person.
I feel bad for the people who die and then they're remembered by a legacy by these fucking horrible T-shirts. Like there's this one that I keep seeing. It's just a black hoodie with Comic Sans on the back, and then like a really low quality picture of the person that died on the front. And it's like in Spanish.
And it's always like there's always the sponsored logos on the back. It's like
there's
this
always
we
the
brought to you
sponsored
by.
logos on the back.
I got some Leaf tickets.
Ooh. Whoa.
Tell us a wild bus story, Jay.
Me? I don't have a wild bus story. I just have some school stories.
Tell us
Say
something. Say something wild.
Say something
Should I talk about that kid? The kid who tries to make me uncomfortable?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I'm gonna beat him up one day.
Here's the fucking thing, okay? So, there's this guy at my school. His name's, I don't know his name. But I know he shaved his head lately. But he used to have hair. He's this fucking, like, tall guy. And he always, like, goes, after every thing he says. He, like, laughs at his own jokes. But it's, like, a really fake laugh. And it's kind of terrifying. And, yeah, he goes all, like... And he's like, he talks like, what are you up to? Man.
That's horrible. That reminds me of some kid in my school.
And
his name's Nick.
Nick, come on the podcast and apologize to Gary.
Yeah.
4H 45 Best, come onto the podcast.
For bullying me in chemistry last year.
Yeah. We know you were there, Nick. We know you were there. And so this, so he'll just like do a bunch of shit to make me uncomfortable. This guy, okay? He'll walk up to me and then he'll be like, he said I looked emo, and then he's like, are you annoying me because you're emo? And then he'll like put his hands on me sometimes, and he'll like do really heavy breathing. And like I was talking to Riley once.
Okay, wow, I'm gonna like punch him.
I was talking to Riley once.
I
was talking to Riley once, and then he starts going, and he goes up when I'm talking to her, and then he's like doing like this weird in place jogging, and then he goes,
why?
Well, first he did like a weird like dance, and then he went up. He always has shades on too. He always has shades on. So he was like, what's going on? And he's just like staring at me with like this fucking Joker smile, and it's just like that for like 2 minutes. And
it's Jared Leto.
Yeah, and then he fucking leaves.
I'm gonna go to your school and punch this kid in the face and say, never mess with Jay ever again, or he'll get the wrath of Terminal.
Yes, that's the dream. And here, this fucking kid. And today he was trying to, because he just likes bothering me for some reason, though I don't do shit with him. Maybe he hates me, maybe he doesn't, he just thinks it's funny to mess with me because I don't talk to him, or I just ignore him, and I talk to him whenever I'm like forced to. And because there's a sub, so he took advantage of it, because our actual teacher usually has really strict seating, so he moved, because I sit in the back and he's like a few seats in front, but he moves the back, he moves like more back, like so one seat behind, and then I'm there. I
saw the picture.
Yeah, he saw the picture. And it's just like he's just sitting there, and like he's only like a few chairs like above me, and I'm scared because I don't want to fucking acknowledge or talk to him. And then like the whole class just decides to move up. I don't know why. They just like, oh, he moved, so everybody's gotta move up. So all these fucking people are just close to me. It's like, I sat in the back for a reason. And then he's like,
oh, sorry, man.
It's fine. And he's like, man, why is your hair so straight? Are you just naturally emo? And he does it.
That makes no sense.
I don't know.
You don't even dress emo?
I don't even dress emo. I was in a fucking purple dinosaur hoodie. and he was I guess it was the hair, because I just kind of ignore him, and he's like, and I guess he wants attention because he's trying to get on my nerves, I guess. And then he's like, what are you up to, Jay? And I see him. He watches like fucking H3H3 on his MacBook, and he watches like
he watches Peanut Butter Gamer Top 10.
Yeah, he watches. Yeah. Oh yeah, he watches Peanut Butter Gamer too. He was watching Peanut Butter Gamer, and he was like laughing out loud. He like thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, is he like special needs, or is he just like?
No, he's not special needs. He's just a fucking dick.
Oh, all right, one of those people.
You can tell when some of the kids are special needs.
Yeah, it's like there's always a teacher. Special needs, I understand, but other people literally just want to.
And they're like teachers
just to like get on your nerves.
In my school, you can tell when there's a special needs person because they're always like have something with them that makes them or shows that they're special needs. They either have a teacher with them, or fucking have this like weird badge on.
At my school, they make the fucking special needs kids run the coffee stand.
Why?
Like there's the coffee stand that's like
next to the. It does this thing where like it like. There's this cafe upstairs.
Oh, my school has a cafe too.
The only people who are allowed to go to that cafe are teachers and special needs kids. It makes no sense. I tried to go up there once because I was getting so anxious. Lunchroom is like small as fuck. It's like annoying. So I wanted to go up there to get some peace and quiet, and they kicked me out.
You just didn't. You weren't cool enough, Gary. You weren't cool. You weren't cool as Kevin Anderson.
Yeah.
Kevin Anderson, for those who don't know, a musical.
Don't say play it as like the outro.
Maybe. Kevin Anderson is a very special figure from Gary's school, who made a song called. He made some bangers. He made a song called "Don't Say the R Word," which is retarded.
He made it twice.
And he does. Yeah, he made two versions. One with like a crowd, and one without the crowd.
No, one is like MTV, and the other one is Beatles.
Yeah, because the girls are all over him. Everybody wanted to suck John Lennon's dick. That's a little throwback for you Testcast fans out there, you test heads.
But that whole story just with Kevin Anderson, except for John Lennon.
I don't remember that story.
You don't remember the big Beatles gang rape?
How do you not remember? It's like the most iconic part of Testcast.
Oh, the Beatles gang rape? Yeah, I remember that. I remember this Kevin freak.
Play the song. Play the song right now.
You don't know the fucking Kevin person, because that's what we're talking about now, Alex. If you listen.
Play the song. Play the song.
Not now, but he's a person from Gary's school who is special needs, but the school was like, oh, we gotta spread awareness to show you can't call special needs people retarded. So they so he just uses a thing. He made a song, and it's called "Don't Say the R Word." And it's
at my school. There's this thing called the Special Olympics.
Whoa.
Which is like what?
Why does your school have the fucking disabled idiot people do the coffee? Like, they could be drooling on it.
Well, there's the coffee stand, and it's run from like first period to fourth period, and people can come down to buy coffee, which is kind of weird.
They have one that's open
since these kids have like nothing better to do except sit in the same like two rooms all class and get taught like basic baby stuff. They're like, okay, we'll take these kids and we'll like make them work the coffee stand. And like, so what they do is like, I don't even see them really do anything.
Kids is just like, why?
I don't even
my
really
school
see them
has a
do
coffee
anything
place.
besides just like stand around where the stand is and just like talk to the teacher.
My school has a coffee place. It's like open like every like beginning hours of like a Thursday, and then they close it, and then it's open on only Thursdays.
Ours is open every day.
Yeah, it's ours is only open on Thursdays. It's called Brick House Coffee, and it's in the library.
We don't get any coffee stands. We just get a cafe we're not allowed to go to.
Well, ours doesn't really stand. It's just they take the librarian desk and then they put coffee there, and then people are like, "What kind of coffee you want?" It's like, I don't know. I don't fucking drink coffee.
Do they serve tea?
No, they just sell coffee.
0 out of 10.
They just sell coffee.
Mine, I think mine does.
10 out of 10.
They just said
We have like shit ton of vending machines too. There's like 3 in the lunchroom, and then like 5 other ones peppered throughout the school. School likes making that dough.
Yeah, that fucking guy, he's been bothering me for like the whole entire year.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
I hate him. He's like,
and punch him.
And Kat, honorary member of the show, Kat, who hates me. I think we've talked about that before. The Tyler Ruzick incident, all you need to know is that she hated Oliver, and then she was on my side, and then she's friends with Oliver again, and then Oliver said a bunch of bullshit, and now she's on his side, and she's in my psych class, and she like gives me like weird glares whenever like she looks at me.
Oh my god, I hate when people do that.
Or she just like looks in the front.
Calm down, like you moved on, right?
Or whenever I don't fucking I don't care, and then she walks. The only thing that keeps me thinking about it is because it's in my psych class, and she still gives me the glares. Like, whenever I walk near her, she moves her whole entire group that she's talking to away. Like, I'm like a fucking, like, I'm gonna destroy the conversation. I'm gonna ruin the day.
80s movie.
Yeah. And then it's really awkward because she's in my psych class, and she's just there, and then she, like, gives me weird glares. Or sometimes when I'm late to class, I'll open the door, and I'll be afraid to. Because she's gonna probably look at me. She's gonna be like, "What's that?" And she'll be like, "Oh, it's fucking Jay." Oh. And
I want to like punch everybody who goes to your school. They're all.
A highlight is a kid from middle school, my Lego club. He's in my psych class.
Oh yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah. Let me tell the story, okay? It was Lego club, middle school, 7th grade. The math teacher worked at a Lego store. He really liked fucking Legos and Star Wars. He had like a Photoshop picture of him with a lightsaber on his door. Yeah, on his door. My math teacher from middle school, 7th grade, Mr. Spurlock. He had this shitty Photoshop picture. Spurlock. He'd get mad. People would call him Mr. Spermcock, and he'd like get really mad. And he would like, and then he like stopped the class once, and he was like hitting like the ruler on the door, and he's like, "I think you guys need to stop making fun of your names. I'm trying to teach you." And he's just like, and it was just like an hour-long period where that's all he talked about. We didn't even do any math.
Oh my god.
Day.
I love it when teachers get really angry.
There's this one teacher said
they just talk about how angry.
There's this one teacher said I ruined her life. My 4th grade teacher, she had Hello Kitty merch all over her walls, and then she said I ruined her life. I think it was because I brought, like, toys every day to school, and I would just play with the toys. And, in computer lab, I'd always play with the toys, and she'd take them away, and then she'd be like, "If I have to take away another toy, you're ruining my life." And, so Mr. Spurlock, he had Lego Club, and, it was just, like either special kids or just stupid kids. And, one kid named Matthew Yeager, he was in there. He was in my gym class. I think he threatened to beat me up once because I think I, like, said something, but it was, like, to someone else, and he was like, "What'd you say about me?" I was like, "I didn't say that about you." And he's like, "You better not say that, or I'm gonna beat you up." I was like, "Okay." He's not black.
I'll beat him up first.
He's not black. He just talks like that. He was in the Lego class, and, as soon as we all started building, it was like a whole circle. He went into the middle, put his hands up like he was fucking the cross, with like Jesus on it, and then he says, "This is awesome," and he's like,
were his eyes closed? Like, where was he looking?
No, he was looking like straight forward, and he's like, "This is awesome."
He was like possessed by all the Legos.
And then like some kid like played "Everything Is Awesome" off his shitty phone speaker, and he asked him to do it again. He's like, "It's gonna add on to the moment. You gotta do it again." And he did it again.
I have a Lego related tale that's similar to this.
I haven't fucking finished yet. Okay? Matthew Yeager, the next day, he was my social studies and my PE. He masturbated to the social studies teacher. And he got
the very next day.
The very next day. And and then they we had to evacuate the classroom because there was semen dripping on one part of the carpet. And then,
my god!
What?
Yeah, he was
This is false. I need proof.
on his fucking desk. On his fucking desk, he was just masturbating while it was under the desks had a long thing where you'd put books in and stuff. So you couldn't see it. But then someone saw it and he was like, oh fuck, and he had his underwear and there was just semen dripping, and then everybody was like, oh shit, and they're evacuate the classroom, and then he just disappeared. And then I
like thinking that the school the fire alarm went off and everyone had to stand outside.
They have the water. They have the water. They have the water sprinklers on to drown out the semen, to get rid of the semen.
He's just crying in the corner, soaking wet and with his pants down.
Yeah, and he's in my psych class now. I haven't seen him in a while. Now he's in my psych class. So
I thought you said he was fucking expelled.
Yeah, he was expelled. He was expelled for a year, and then I didn't see him for half of this.
That means suspended.
Well, no, okay. So I saw him in 7th grade. He masturbated. Wasn't in 8th grade. He wasn't in freshman year. But now he's here. I guess he just like was too scared to go back. But now he's like ready. He's ready to go back.
He's ready.
And
he did what he thought everyone would forget, but no one does.
I'm probably the only one that remembers, because everybody else, they're too interested in Fortnite. Everybody's just playing Fortnite.
Fortnite!
There's this one girl, she was like, I have dreams about Fortnite. And I have dreams about Fortnite.
Well, here's my Lego-related tale.
I have dreams about you, Jay. Because your dream come true.
Aww.
Put in the aw sound effect.
You're the I'm the aw sound effect. Aww.
So here's my Lego story. Back in 2nd grade, I've never told you guys this, but I have an arch nemesis apparently.
Whoa.
His name is Eric Rudolph.
Ooh, that's a cool name.
And it all started back in 2nd grade in Mrs. Maltese's class.
His name is Adolf Hitler. Did I ever tell you guys I was in a Christian class? Did we ever talk about it on the podcast? Me and being in the Christian school?
What? So, you were in a Christian school?
I'll talk about it after Alex's thing.
So in second grade, Miss Maltese's class, there was an activity. Pretty much how it was like there's classes, and then like I think halfway through the day you have like a full hour to just like fuck off and like play with the toys in class. So like everyone would rush to one corner of the room that had like the bookshelf, and on top of the bookshelf was the giant bin of Legos. So everyone would jump for the Legos and like build a bunch of like random shit for like an hour. And there was always a competition. Like everyone had to find the one small piece of Lego that had like the eye symbol on it, like the picture of the eye. And you had to incorporate that somewhere inside your Lego build. You had to hide the eye.
Was this Duplo or was this like normal?
So like
was this
basically
Duplo?
You had to hide the eye, and whoever could hide the eye best was like the victor.
Was this
and Eric
Alex, was this Duplo or normal?
It was normal.
Oh, okay. That's when you know it's real shit. When it's Duplo, you're like, okay, I can't take this seriously. When it's regular, real shit.
Yeah. Money went into it. So basically me and Eric Rudolph were the top dogs of this competition, and like we always would fucking scour the bottom of the plastic bin. You know how it's like always like in the corners there's like breadcrumbs and like the small pieces. Like you had to find the eye.
Yeah.
And one day Eric created like his huge monstrosity out of Lego. It was a giant skyscraper, and he had the eye in the center of it all.
It was the Twin Towers. It was the Twin Towers, and then you wrote a comic about Spider-Man crying because you destroyed his Lego towers.
That is basically what happened. But no, it was a giant thing, and it was awesome. Mrs. Maltese was like, "Oh, we'll put it up on top of the bookshelf," and then I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I walk over to the bookshelf, and I'm like, "I can get the eye inside of there." So when no one was looking, I turn around and I like low-key put my hand next to the thing and I just fucking knock it over and it falls onto the ground into a million pieces.
Good.
And I was like, I don't know what, and then Miss Maltese came over and I was like, I don't know what happened. I don't know why it fell. And like, she's like, oh, it's okay. Because I was like fake crying. And like, Eric was in the corner. Then I will never forget this because he turned around and he like, the look of anger in his eyes, it was pure. And then like I fucking went down and like scounged in the wreckage for the eyepiece and I put it in my pocket. Then I just walked off. And ever since that day, Eric Rudolph has held a grudge against me. Not even joking.
Oh my god.
Even after I moved away and came back, he's like, Alex is back, and like he fucking hated me. And he claims that I called him a Nazi, and that's why he doesn't talk to me anymore. Because he's like, that guy called me a Nazi.
What?
He's like a really skinny blonde kid.
He probably is a Nazi then.
Yeah.
Does he have blue eyes?
Yeah, he's like...
Oh my god, he's a Nazi.
Pure German. And I did not call him a Nazi.
He is now.
Yeah. And even my mutual friends are like, oh yeah, we're talking to Eric. He says he doesn't want to talk to you because you called him a Nazi. And we're like 16. That's my tale.
That's his tales.
Let's talk about how I first met Kevin Anderson.
Oh shit, Kevin Anderson, the celebrity.
Yeah, so like, I was in like 6th grade, I think, and he was in like 8th grade. And like, my mom made me go to this stupid acting thing. And,
Why'd you even go? Kevin Anderson
there.
is a professional actor. You can't out-act him.
He was there, and he kept singing the song from the Smurfs 2 commercial.
Which one?
He kept going like, the Smurfs 2!
Oh shit! I did
that.
I do that. I do that to mess with people in the school bathrooms in 4th grade or something. I'd pull my pants down all the way. I'd sing the...
Are you Kevin Anderson?
I'd pull down my pants all the way just to bother people, and then I'd pee in the urinals, and then I'd sing the My Little Pony theme song, and then I'd go, the Smurfs 2!
Oh my god!
The Smurfs 2
There's a
song.
Connection.
Let me look it up. The Smurfs 2 song. Was it Ooh La La by Britney Spears? No. Let's see. Let's see if this is it. The Smurfs 2.
Smurfs
2. And then they have the guy going, ah, ha, ha, ah, ha.
Show me what you got.
It's fucking horrible. I guess that was Ooh La La or Live It Up, but I just know they go, the Smurfs 2.
Yeah,
that's
for one.
That's the intro song for this.
That's for one Kevin Anderson.
Let's find it. Hold on.
Kevin Anderson. I love that.
Oh, I'm still looking at you.
Why did Black Nerd get rid of the OG intro? There it is. I just remember it's in a Black Nerd video, so I was just playing that. Okay.
The Smurfs 2. The Smurfs 2. The Smurfs 2. The Smurfs 2.
It's fucking weird that you both latched onto that.
The Smurfs 2. The Smurfs 2. The Smurfs 2. The Smurfs 2. The Smurfs 2.
So what's the next tale? What's the next tale of this podcast?
The Smurfs.
Tales from Sonic?
Well, no, you didn't finish your story, Gary. Keep going.
I did. That's really all that happened. He kept reciting. He kept saying the Smurfs 2 over and over again. He did dance.
The Smurfs 2! Is that what it sounded like? The Smurfs.
Play, don't say the R word.
No.
So
Alex.
Jay, tell a story.
Me? I need a story. What's a story? What's a story?
You were gonna say something before, and then I was finishing my story.
I remember. The Smurfs. 2. The Smurfs. 2.
I could tell the story of me taking a shit in school, and then like school ended.
Oh, I can tell you a story about him. I can tell you a story about my friend Michael Harris. Well, he is kind of my friend.
Harris?
Michael, I'm not really.
Smurfs
Oh yeah,
too?
my Christian school story. Okay.
Yeah. What the fuck? He went to a Christian school?
My
When?
grandpa Sean, he really believes in God, and he wanted me to believe in God too. So he took me to this. He gave me this thing to a Christian school. I had to go all the time, and then the kids hated me because I didn't believe in God or anything. So it was like, if you could ask one question to God, what would it be? And I said like, why haven't you shaved your beard yet? And that's what I put. And then I
And they all get super pissed at you and
yeah,
throw
they got
shit
mad
at
at me, and they didn't invite me to the Christmas party because I didn't believe in the Lord. That's what they said. And the Christmas party, they just played Little Drummer Boy and ate like gumdrops, and they didn't.
Little Drummer Boy is legit though. That's a good song.
No, like the special. They played the special. You know, the one that like nobody really watches. The Christmas special.
It's like weird, like silent.
People probably watch the fucking Frosty the Snowman Rudolph reindeer crossover more than that. Remember that weird like CGI Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer film where it's like the misfit toy island or whatever? Like,
Oh my god!
it's like the miscast, and it's like, oh no.
I remember.
What was the craziest event at this Christian school of yours?
This one kid, he threw a pencil at me. He was.
That's the craziest event.
And he was like, "If you're not gonna take the Lord seriously, then get out." And that's what he said. And he was like, and I was like 7 or 8 at the time, and he was like 7 or 8, so he like had such like adultish words. He was like, "Listen, I'm seeing you, and you're just making fun of the Lord like that. I ain't going with that." And we were taught, and then there was like this one person who they were like, "I just saw this one person. It was 2 guys, and they were kissing. God made man and woman to be together. He made them for that specific reason." And I was like, anybody can do what they want. He was like, "No, God made them for a specific reason." And he hated me. He like, and we were like, "Oh, here's your test. What did you learn from the Bible?" And he went, Jay's gonna fail this one. I don't know. I just asked like a bunch of like nonchalant stuff, and it was like, "What do you think God would do if he saw us right now?" And I'd say I did a good job.
Kill himself.
And it was like,
Honestly.
It was like, who was the first human being ever? And I put the first human being ever.
Good.
And there was a music class, and it was like some song, like, it was like a custom song they made just for the school. And it was like, "I can say God loves me. Can you say God loves you? I can say God loves me. Can you say God loves you? I can say God loves me. Oh, God loves me, and me, and me, and me, and me. 'Cause God's always loving. God's always loving you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, 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 God's always loving." And it was like this shitty like karaoke backing track in the background. I'm pretty sure it was like a backing track to another song. But it was...
Dude, I just remembered something.
What?
Fucking, my dad took me to like this really weird, like futuristic, like $1 million, like upstate New York church, where it's like got a shit ton of funding by like all these rich Christians, so it's like the super expensive one.
Yeah.
Like
And the
for
Pope
Sunday school.
lives there.
Who?
The Pope.
And Marnie.
Yeah,
was
he
there.
does.
And Marnie.
And like for Sunday school, you had to go in this like super special like operation room with all these like wacky colors, and like you had to take a photo and like ID yourself.
God, I hated Sunday school.
No, there were 2 songs. There were 2
I,
songs.
I didn't go all the time. I only went with my dad because and I only saw him so many times. But I had to register for that
There were 2
and
songs.
go in. And my dad always moves churches for some reason, every other week.
Well, we can pick
So
them up.
it was this one time.
Yeah, there were 2 songs. There were 2 songs in my Christian. There was the one I just sang, and there was one there was a DJ there who tried so hard to be black, and he had glasses. He was kind of overweight, and then
My God.
and he'd play this song every time for an hour because we'd have these hour-long pizza parties at the end of every little quarter, and then he'd go, "Now, if we love Jesus, can we clap our hands?
Clap,
If we
clap.
love Jesus, can we clap our hands?" And you had to clap a rhythm he would do, and he's like, "I want to see you guys clap this. The Lord would be proud of you now." And he would just say that shit. He's like, "Come on, God believes in you." Every time we were clapping.
Does God believe in us right
I don't know.
God is crying right now.
God's crying. God's crying because this podcast.
But at this one church, there was a huge. It only happened once, but there was a huge auditorium that all these kids were shuffled into, and it was all these 20-something church people were all up on stage, and all in these wacky colors, and it was basically the Wiggles, but
Shit.
Christian version.
Oh, that's scary.
Did I tell you?
And they were all.
Oh no.
They were all performing and stuff, and
Yeah.
I remember after the show ended, after they'd done all their wacky stuff, there was a part of the show where they shuffled a guy off the stage wacky, and it was oh, we're gonna tape you against the wall, lol. And in the end, all the kids were shuffled out, that person was actually duct taped to the wall, outside of the auditorium, and all the kids walked by, and the person was freaking out as a joke. It was really unfunny. It was just weird.
I remember when Ronald McDonald came to this school in 4th grade, and this one kid tried to fight him. He was he ran up on the stage and he tried to punch him, and Ronald was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" He's just trying to punch him because he was like, "I don't like clowns," and he was trying to punch him. Did I ever tell you about The Outsiders? You know the book The Outsiders?
Oh yeah, I like that look.
Oh, first
don't
of all,
know that book.
I need to find something from fucking kindergarten. It was this video. It was this guy that kind of looked like Bill Nye, but he had a suit that looked like he was that he looked like a suit that was the inside of a human being, and he was would yeah, and it was these videos we would watch. We had to exercise in school, and it was this one guy with a Bill Nye head.
Brain Pop.
Yeah, we had to watch Brain Pop.
I fucking watched Brain Pop, dude.
It's the robot and the guy, and he's like, man.
Yeah.
Remember the Amoeba
robot's,
Sisters?
actually funny.
Did you have the Amoeba?
That's the greatest thing
I
ever.
typed in Brain Pop in YouTube. The first thing that came up was Brain Pop 9/11.
Is that a real
Dude,
thing?
I've actually watched that. That was a good one.
I did.
No, it was the robot and the guy, and then in the newer ones, it was the robot and the guy's little sister.
Fucking see this
Wait,
Brain Pop
I
9/11
found this
shit.
one Brain Pop 9/11 thing. It's just it's filmed on somebody's TV.
World of Western ideas, especially anything from the
He's wearing a shirt, it just says 9/11, but the towers are the L's.
Yeah, he had a different shirt for everything. That was his gimmick.
Yeah.
They were the most.
He looks
gonna
like,
get
he looks
nostalgia
like
if I
Ray
ever go
William Johnson.
They were so fucking
He's my
boring.
favorite Martian character.
They were so fucking boring. It was oh.
No, it was
what's
good.
up?
There was one thing where the guy was like, "Oh, you will never find love, robot, because you're one of a kind. There's no female robots." And then low key in the background, there was a female version of the robot walking by.
Whoa.
Yeah, and you said, "Wow, I want to tap that."
There was a Did I ever tell you about the Great Outsiders takeover of Hawker Grove Elementary School?
No.
It was
What
7.
is Outsiders? I don't know.
Outsiders
What it
is a book.
It's a book. It's about a
It's where the
gang.
line
It's
"Stay
about
Gold Pony Boy"
A$AP
comes
Mob.
from.
It's about A$AP Mob.
Where's Stay Gold Pony Boy? That's where the line "Stay Gold Pony Boy" comes from. It's a thing about greasers, okay? And the disabled kids.
It's about A$AP Mob.
All the disabled kids had to read it in English class, and we had to read it too. But the disabled kids read it, and they had to do a thing where they would dress up as greasers because they would perform a dance as the characters, and
It's scary.
Yeah, and they were and
I read that in like middle school.
yeah, it was
not
in middle
elementary
school. It was in middle school. It was like 7th grade, and it was like fucking like all of the disabled kids, like fucking 50 of them, just dressed as greasers and like walking around,
Scary.
and they were going, "We rule the school," and this one kid.
They were all walking through the halls, and everyone was just in their classes, not paying attention.
This one kid delayed the line of a kickball, and then he took like a fucking like pin and he popped the ball, and then he said, "Greasers don't play kickball," and then he left.
Fuck? Cartoon. That's not real.
This school isn't real.
He had like some fucking thing that he was like, goes to my greaser cosplay, and it was like a fucking pocket knife, and he was like kicked out for like a day because he had a pocket knife, and he was like trying to pop the ball, and he was like, "Greasers don't play ball."
It's like that's what Ace did in my humility video.
Yeah, that's what Ace did.
There was a girl
who had grown up.
And there was like just a whole group of people just storming around like this. Like I got like shoved because they were just like walking as this like huge force, just like all walking in like an order, and like the same fucking like leather jackets and white shirts. And like one of them was playing The Boys Are Back in Town, like on the back, like through his headphones, and he had it like really loud
on
to
their
the point
iPod.
where everybody could hear it. And no, he had it on his headphones to the point where everybody could hear it. And he was like, "You guys hear that sound? That's the sound of the Greasers. The boys are back in town. The boys are back." And it's just playing while they're like walking.
No, Greasers.
You're gonna say?
Why did everybody go silent?
I have the PACT or whatever on Wednesday.
Oh yeah, I have.
Wait, you have the practice SATs already?
Yeah, it's on our fucking last week of our quarter too, and that fucking bothers me. Yeah, it's this Wednesday.
What the fuck? Here juniors have to do that, not sophomores. That's weird.
We have
Yeah,
practice.
I'm doing it
Freshmen and sophomores. We have practice ones, and we're locked in like a fucking
Yeah, I have practice one left.
we're locked in this one room. And we just have to answer a bunch of shit.
Here it's the juniors doing the practice SATs, and then next year they do the real SATs.
No, here we have fucking 4 of them.
Juniors had to do the real SAT.
Here we have like 4 of them. Like every year.
We have Regents exams, which is like the New York.
Oh my god, I hate the whole idea of SAT.
You know what I hate? I hate fucking math tests, and when you don't finish them, they call you out of class to go to the fucking library to finish the fucking test because it's like, this isn't worth shit. And then they'd be like, don't you rush it. I know people are telling you to rush it because they're saying it doesn't matter, but colleges look at it. The colleges look at it. Why the fuck are colleges... Why the fuck are colleges looking at these shitty computer tests instead of why don't they look at my actual grade?
Yeah, since I'm not going to college, I skipped out on doing the SATs whatsoever. So that's...
Why aren't you going to college?
Like, the deadline for that was, like, last week. So I was like, fuck that.
Well, I actually want to go to college, so I stuck doing this.
Let's try to go to the same college, Gary. Let's try to go to the same college.
No, both of you need to skip college. Be woke like me and don't do college.
I want to be like a god at computer program.
It's gonna be like the Goofy movie. It's gonna be like it's gonna be like an extremely goofy movie. I'm gonna show up to Gary's school dressed as like a fucking disco guy, and it's gonna be really funny.
Jay, at least you have to skip college like I am, or else like I'm just gonna be alone for like 5 years before you guys are actually free.
Well. But there's so much more you can do when you have a college.
Yeah,
that's fucking not
like
true.
There's more opportunities open up to you.
There's more job opportunities.
I don't know. Like I want to get these jobs where it's like you kind of need to go to college for it.
The reason that I decided not to do it is because every single person that I look up to, like, in career-wise and, like, everything, didn't go to college. So I was like, what the fuck is even the point? Like, every single person that I look up to. Yeah, Boy Pablo. No, fucking...
How's the Boy
every
Pablo
single
album?
What?
How's the Boy Pablo album?
It was good. It was actually an improvement on his last one, probably.
Oh. It's called Soy Pop.
There were some boring tracks, but like but it was overall really nice. Falsity. Ah, God. We need one final story that would take us home.
I mean, I always got the crazy stories. Oh, guys, you want to watch the awesome crossover between LKKO and fucking?
Oh yeah, isn't that coming out soon?
No,
Like
it's out now.
tonight
It's
or
out
something?
now. There's a link to it.
Oh, let's just watch it.
Well, we gotta have one more story. Alex, do you have a story?
Oh yeah, there was this bitch, back in like 4th grade. I was in this weird, like, it was a normal class, but like this weird girl like kept fucking with me. Like she wasn't even popular, really. She was just like normal, and then she would always make fun of me in class.
She kept fucking you?
Yeah.
Oh, did
She kept fucking with me.
Did I ever talk about the girl who tried to make out with me and I punched her and I pushed her away?
What the fuck?
Because you were waiting for me to come along.
Yeah, it was this girl named
When did
Heather.
that-
It was like fucking 3rd to 4th grade, and this girl named Heather, she's a bitch, and she was like small and had orange hair. And then I was like on the playground, and then she like shoved me down to where you couldn't see because the slides were covering it, and she was like, Jay, you belong with me because no one else talks to me. I was like, I fucking talked to you once. And then I pushed her, and then she hit the wall, and then I yelled stranger danger. And then the teacher.
You were waiting for me.
Yeah, I was waiting for you.
But like this girl in 4th grade, we were in gym and like we were just running around doing nothing. Like it was some weird thing where you had to tag people with an object, and like she had like this rubber chicken, like this fake rubber, and like the normal way of the game is you just like hit the person lightly with the object and they're supposed to lie on the ground. But what happened was like as soon as the whole thing started, she ran straight for me with the chicken and just like beat me with it. Like I was on the ground and she kept beating me in the stomach, and like my stomach like was like red and bruised afterwards, and like she just kept like hitting me and like laughing and cackling. Like, and then like she didn't even get in trouble. She didn't even get detention or anything. I just got sent to the nurse. She wasn't even fat or like, she was just like a normal looking girl who hated me.
Wow.
Then I saw her in Walmart like 3 weeks later, and she like waved hi to me excitedly.
That wraps it up.
That's scary.
That wraps it up, guys. That was the School Bus and Friends podcast, the Busboys and Friends podcast.
Say the classic catchphrase.
Man, what a whole lot of bus and a whole lot of trust. That's her catchphrase.
No, don't say the R word.
No, because that's copyright, and we can't rip off Kevin Anderson. He's a god. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you.
And non-binary.
I bid you
and all
adieu.
the cool kids there.
I bid you adieu. Adieu. Adieu.
Keep on rocking in the free world. Do.
Fuck up. Fuck.
Commit crimes.
How does Nardwar still have a fucking career when all the shit he can do is easy to look up?
He's the best Canadian. That's Arnold.
I think you're forgetting about Teletoon. Whoever created Johnny Test, that's the best Canadian.
Whoever invented the whip crack was the best Canadian.
Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones invented the whip crack. It was all him. It was him by hand. He created the whip. And the nay-nay.
Now we gotta record the Testcast.
We gotta
record.
Nah.
I'm all casted out.
Bid ya adieu, ladies and gentlemen. That was the Busboys podcast. Keep on bussin'. That's our catchphrase. Bye.